I'd like to introduce the final speaker of the morning. It's been a long morning and we've covered a lot of ground. DennisPrice is the Chief Ideas Architect at Ganador Management Solutions.
Recent research by Lewis and Dart has indicated that 50% of all retail businesses will fail. Of course, 50% will succeed. And the question is, will you be part of the 50% that fails or succeeds? Most retailers think that customer service is the answer, and they think they deliver great customer service. The problem is that only 8% of customers know that retailers deliver great customer service. So there's problem number one. Retailers do not deliver great customer service. Problem number two, customer service is a given. It is not the answer to surviving and thriving in the new economy. Could you name this country? I bet you're thinking China or maybe the US or India. In fact, it's England, but in 1900. And your size today and your success today is no guarantee of a successful future.
Okay, so here's the deal. I've got 35 odd minutes, and I promise I'm not going to mention companies that are named after fruit or products that start with an I. You should know why these things are happening. You know, I mean, we all read the same blogs, right? We all hear the same stories. We all read the same newspapers. We all find out the same stats. But what the hell do you do with it? So those last two questions were really relevant, and that's what I'd like to address. But imagine if that cloud hung around for another week, and another week, and maybe, God forbid, another week. Imagine what would happen to the cabbies in Caloundra. What would happen to the coffee shop in Caloundra? To the guy that supplies the paper cups to the coffee shop in Caloundra? To the guy that supplies the paper that makes the paper cups that supplies it to the coffee shop in Caloundra? Do you have a paradigm, sir? Do you think? What about you? Do you think you have a paradigm? Yeah, of course, we all do. Jumped on board and said, yeah, we own the 4 Ps and we understand this thing, and this is our ticket. So we understand you don't sell the steak, you sell the sizzle, right? So yeah, we've heard that. You don't sell the lipstick, you sell the... So, you know, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got a solution. But it's a little bit like Tony Abbott, right? How do you stop the boat people? No, you've got to stop the boat people. Yeah, Tony, but how, right? He's very thin on the detail as to how you're going to do that. And so, yes, we have to deliver a great customer experience. But how?
Consider this picture. This is a picture of a news agency in the 50s. You see the gentlemen in their suits selling newspapers and all sorts of other trinkets. And my question to you is this: is the news agent of today much different to what you see here in the 50s? If that's the picture of a news agent or that, my question is it very different? Of course it isn't, right? The forces of change are profound, and they're reshaping the way that we work, the way that we think, and the way that we do business. There are fundamentally two of these forces that we need to be aware of, that we need to understand, and we need to embrace. And they're digital and cultural. Compare the pair. When you look at the image above and the image below, did you realize that that's only 20 years difference? This is the inauguration of the Pope. So there you go. There's Pope Benedict in 2005 and Pope Francis or Frank in 2013, a mere 8 years apart. And can you see the difference between those two pictures? What this move towards a digital and mobile future means for us is that products will become more ephemeral. They become virtualized. So physical things are becoming digital things. Let me explain. This is an image of how I listen to my music. I wonder if you recognize that. Of course, that's Spotify. On the social front, the pendulum is swinging from me to we. We shouldn't confuse this change to social with social media. Social media is really just an enabler. Have a look at this list of random logos and try and read them. You'll see names like Pickle and People and Plinked, Ploud, Prizo, Razoo, Quizzy, etc. For me, I don't know, maybe I'm just a grumpy old man, but that sounds really, really infantile. What happened to Broken Hill Proprietary Limited? That doesn't exist anymore. It's now all these little gucci gucci baba juchi chicka puku. Everywhere where we turn, everything that we do, whether it's education or drinking a coffee, has to be turned into a game. We can't even look at spreadsheets anymore. What we need now is an infographic, because spreadsheets are just too boring.
So this is not about Facebook. This is not about bells and whistles. This is not about products. This is not about margins. This is not about websites. It's not about channels. It's about people.